And welcome to another episode of Business Party Podcast. Another great Wednesday. Hey, Mike. What day is it?
Dude,
Okay.
I'm just gonna start it off with because that's what it's gonna be today.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
That's what it's gonna be today. Oh man, what's up, folks? How's it going? Tweaked. Ugh,
I'm sorry, Tweaked.
sorry, tweaked. My bad. Our bad. Mama's not here today. She had some personal stuff to take care of.
Man, punctuality.
Listen, Mama's not here to rein us in, so it is what it is for today.
Yeah.
Uh She had some personal stuff. She was shitting
What's
blood.
up, Joe?
She was shitting blood today, so she
What's up, Jen?
was still on the toilet and couldn't get off.
Yeah.
But anyway, I try to think of the most heinous things when one of us doesn't come on, and I tune in the beginning of the broadcast when I'm not on. Like guys are like, Davey's, he's sick, he's not feeling well, or
Like,
he'll-
well, Davy's got AIDS.
What up, Jennifer? What
Mm-hmm.
up, Joe? Did she eat Taco Bell? No. Unfortunately, she ate Del Taco. Actually, I heard Del Taco's
You know
pretty
how
good.
bad I want? Yeah, I've heard it's pretty damn good too. You know how much I've been wanting Taco Bell lately, but I just won't eat it. Just it does because it does fuck with my stomach now.
We had it. We had it the other day because Amanda, especially during pregnancy, she had her craving. Like the night we were in Branson, Missouri, and she sent me to Taco Bell that closed. At 12 o'clock. Um, at 11:40. And I was like, "Oh, it's across the street. I'll just walk over there. Not bad." Their doors close at 11, so I had to walk back to the hotel.
Uh,
At 11:58, I got there and there was a line, and
like you motherfuckers.
I'm going, dear God, please, 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 just let me. And I got finally. It took 20 minutes to get to order, so it was almost 12:30, and I was like,
Yeah.
"I'm sorry, but can I order this?" Then come to find out, I think the drive-through closes at 3. I was trying to be all nice and everything to the lady. I'm like, "I'm so sorry, my pregnant wife," and blah, 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 blah. She's like, "Here, have a nice one."
Here, take the fucking food and go already.
I spit and everything. Shut the fuck up. Go
Right.
away. Oh my god. But yeah, I'm feeling better. That was a
Yeah, you got sick again.
Yeah, I got sick. I got sick bad again. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I think it was a combination of a bunch of different things, stress and everything, and not sleeping and not eating correctly and not eating at all sometimes,
Yeah, I hear
and
that.
and little mix of Tito's in the middle in all of that. And I think my body was just like, "What the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah,
What are we doing?"
what's
And
happening?
yeah. So, but yeah, no, I've been. I didn't know. Here we go again. I didn't know that we could drink distilled water.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I thought it was just for certain mechanical things.
No,
And
it's just it's good for like high electricity type shit, but you can drink it. Yeah.
yeah, I had no idea. Um, because I know we gave it to the baby because that's what we do. I sound like I'm 85% tonight. No, I'm on it tonight. Tonight I'm good. Yeah, don't worry, Davey. I took your spot on Friday and picked on Rich for you. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you. Yeah, no, fucking Friday. Uh the baby didn't sleep.
at all ever.
Yeah, didn't sleep that night, and that was I took care of her the night, and then Amanda hadn't slept. So Amanda slept for like 18 hours, and then as soon as I was like, I'll be there in a minute or whatever it was, I passed out. I passed out. I was like, I just couldn't do it. Um
dig the new background. Yeah, I've had this one before, but yeah, this shit's hilarious. Bang button, magic fire dust, freedom seed. I forget what the fucking other. Hold on, no, yeah, I forget what else there is, but it is pretty damn funny. Was it Anatomy of a Pew?
No, she's not colic. And
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
again. But yeah, no. I mean, it's getting better. It gets worse. It gets better. It gets worse. Like I said, she was up for like 5-6 hours today during the day, just crying her head off.
the, the
Well,
baby
both.
didn't sleep, or the baby Davy
Baby
didn't
David
sleep.
didn't sleep.
Yeah.
Listen, it's growing back. I got a haircut and everything like that. I feel like a better man.
A brand new man.
A better
I
man.
saw the light and I'm baptized.
Oh man. Well, I mean, I was going through my Twitter feed today, this morning, and I saw that Charlemagne the God did an interview with Kamala Harris, and boy, were the fucking the
Oh yeah.
comments were roasting her. I saw a picture of Charlemagne as fucking as Whoopi Goldberg on The View.
Did you do you got any clips from that one? Because
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
I
So
have a few from the Brett Bear one.
yeah, I have. So I have it up. I don't have. I have the whole thing. My sister just
So
reported.
yeah, go
Brett
ahead.
Bear just ate Kamala's lunch, whatever that means. Listen, Brett Bear wasn't wasn't playing, but she was. Yeah, she did. She made. I threw a tantrum. I threw a fucking tantrum. I'm like, I'm not going. She's like, go get a haircut. I don't want to go get a
Yeah, but
haircut.
yeah, the thing Brett Bear fucking pretty laid into her pretty good.
Well, here's some of the comments. Charlemagne can now join the cast of The View. I like how she says Donald Trump uses fear as she continues to talk about him for 75% of the interview, pointing out how scary it would be if he won. Why does
Right.
Charlotte talk crap about Harris and with Andrew Schultz, but not to her face? She the same
Because he's a
woman.
bitch, man.
Yeah, he is. He is. Dude, there's some things in here where it's just like he says that Republicans don't she called Republicans soulless Republicans, and he's like, no, that's what they are. They're soulless Republicans. And it's like,
Bitch,
dude,
please.
Charlemagne, they say everything you say is scripted. Kamala, you're welcome. So let's go to. I think it's it. I have it written down. Like I said, I did some prep work for it. Let's go. I think it's 127 because a bunch of it is first. It's
Look at
just
this.
done.
Look at Davey doing some fucking homework, yo.
Yeah, cause like I said, I saw this. She was getting roasted. I'm like, let me see what she has to say.
Look at his bitch ass. Like, I'm sorry,
Oh,
he just looks
he
entirely too prepped up
when
and
you
shit. Like,
have a white man say to your face, "You ain't black if you don't vote for me," and you sit there and you take it like you're at a fucking Diddy party,
right?
you a bitch ass. Imma say it. Imma say
Yeah.
it.
Oh
You a
yeah.
bitch ass.
You a bitch ass.
This one, when basically he goes, "You have talking points," and she says, "Thank you."
So you stay on the talking points.
I would say you're welcome.
Mhm.
I mean,
What?
listen, here's the thing.
What?
I love having conversations, which is why I'm so happy to be with you this afternoon. And the reality is that there are certain things that must be repeated to ensure that I have
Oh,
everyone
repeated.
know
Yeah,
what
because
I
that's all
stand
you ever do.
Yeah. You know, there's certain things that need to be repeated, like everything she says, like, "I
She
grew up in
should
a middle class home."
her name should be Cammy 2 times.
I grew up in the middle class.
for and the issues that I think are at stake in this election.
Mhm.
And so it requires repetition. You know, some people say that if until someone has heard the same thing at least 3 times, it just doesn't stay with you.
Hey,
No, that's a
the
lie. No, the more you lie.
no, actually it's not. One thing that is with some of that comes with like some of the communist propaganda and shit is repeat the like make the lie big, but or even just subtle, whatever, but repeat it. Keep repeating it.
Yeah, keep repeating the
You
lie.
keep repeating it until it keep repeating it until it becomes truth.
Yeah.
Like look how much lie, like all these lies that the leftists and shit believe with like through all of this propaganda, like the mainstream media and shit.
everything that she says and she has continued to say, the mainstream media continues to say, and then they say that Donald Trump is the one who's fear mongering.
Right.
By the way, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and please share it out. We unfortunately have to say that. I hate that we have to say it, but we do. Please just at least hit the like button.
And
Yeah,
me, and I do
it'll
want to,
help out.
I do want to throw this out, like, because sometimes Rumble can be weird. So if you guys do want to donate to the podcast, we do have a Cash App, Business Party Podcast on Cash App, just like that. So I'm just gonna throw that up now, and then if anybody wants to, that's the way to do it. And so, because I mean, you can still go to Rumble, but we may just use that for donations and stuff to like get other people to come in there. Not gonna lie.
Donate to other podcasts.
Yeah. Which I mean, hey, that does kind of help because that's what Rich did, and Rich
Yeah.
brought some people in. So yeah, but yeah, keep going.
So repetition is important. And for that reason, yes, at my rallies, I say the same thing when I go to Detroit as I do in Philly, as I do wherever I am, to make sure that people hear and receive what I think are some of the most critical issues that are at stake in this election.
There has to be a high level of anxiety too when you have these conversations, though, because you are running for president.
Yeah. So then she says that, and then right back into.
I've done everything I could do today.
Mm.
This is a margin of error race. It's tight. I'm going to win. I'm going to win. But it's tight.
Go win.
Oh, you caught that. You caught that.
Yeah,
When
I'm
you went
sorry.
right-
I'm right on top of like languages and shit. Like I was like, what?
I'm going to win.
I'm going win.
She's in Detroit. She going to win.
My name Jeff. I'm going win.
I need that sound now. Anytime she talks, my
Yeah,
name's Jeff.
My name Jeff. I'm going win. That's it. We need to cut those together.
Yeah. He's Jeff. I'm going to win. Or I'm going to win. My name is Jeff. I'm going to win.
What are we in? 14 minutes in? Okay, yeah, we need to make sure that we cut those. Come back to this at a timestamp. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I need to write that down.
I got the pen.
All right, yeah, write that down. Remind me. Cut the. My name's Jeff. I'm going to win. Kamala. I will have that as a sound soon.
You know, what is at stake is truly profound and almost and historic, many would say. And it's
Many
about,
would say.
some people would say this lofty notion of supporting and preserving our democracy.
Mhm.
But it is about real issues that affect people every day, like whether we're going to maintain a $35 cap on insulin for our seniors, whether we're going to continue to allow Medicare to negotiate drug prices to bring them down, whether we are going to have, as my opponent would have, a formalized stop and frisk policy, for which he has said if a police department does not do it, they should be defunded or not. There is so much at stake, whether America is going to stand on its principles around the importance of sovereignty and territorial integrity and stand with our allies around the world.
Sovereignty and I'm sorry. Didn't you guys allow almost 20 million fucking illegal immigrants in? How is that maintaining sovereignty?
Right. Yeah.
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 But we have to maintain our democracy and the $35 an hour cap on insulin that you guys came in and took away and then added again like it was your fucking idea.
Right.
Or
True.
whether we're going to admire dictators and send during the height of COVID in the pandemic, COVID tests that nobody could get to the president of Russia for his personal use when Black people were dying every day.
I'm sorry.
What is
I'm
the
glad
test gonna do? Holy shit.
I'm glad he sent it. You know how many people got free tests? How many people got like multiple free tests? You could have got 4 at a time. And then you could have gotten to the doctor and gotten these fucking stupid tests.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Who on earth could never get a... I don't know. I don't know, but because Vladimir Putin, Trump shipped over a bunch to Vladimir Putin, it was a problem. It was a problem. I didn't give a fuck. Nobody cared.
Right.
By the hundreds during that time.
Yeah, I feel like that one has gone over people's heads. The fact that he was sending COVID tests to Putin.
I mean, I invite your listeners, the
Mhm.
people we know, the number of people who lost their grandparents and parents. Remember what that was like during the height of COVID? And a lot of it,
Yeah,
people were
under Andrew Cuomo, a lot of people remember all the
Yeah.
parents and grandparents lost
Not
because of
only
his ass.
not only Andrew Cuomo, Chris, what was it?
Look at that
Fucking
face.
stupid Andrew Cuomo, the governor of Connecticut, the governor of New Jersey, Phil Murphy, the governor of Pennsylvania. They all did it.
Mm-hmm.
They all fucking did the same thing. They told people that they had to let old people back into nursing homes even if they had fucking COVID. It's stupid.
I think Governor Newsom, worked with China with like masks or some shit. It was something like that. So I mean, there's either way that there's like other people that are working with other countries also. Like, shut up, lady.
He was working on getting his asshole stretched out by a fucking Chinese spy. That's what he was doing.
Yeah.
Let's take some. When I call, let's go to the talkback feature.
My question for Kamala is why are we, and I say we
I'm with
because
you,
my
Mike.
tax dollars is
Know
spending the
plenty of
money.
people who got COVID, but don't know any who actually died of it. I don't either.
Oh, I know one. I know one. And I'm telling you right now, the man got it on purpose. The man got it on purpose. He literally was looking up on his computer, how do you get COVID? His wife died 5 years prior to it. And he was miserable without his wife. And I think he got it on purpose. Because his mother was 94 years old and survived it twice.
Right.
And he died from it. And they lived in the same house.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think he was just done with life and wanted to be with his wife, and he got it, and he was done. He was miserable for 5 years
Right.
without his wife. So
Hmm.
I know of one person that got it, but like I said, I think he wanted to get it.
Right.
But yeah,
I never even tested for it. Still never have. If I ever had it or anything.
I got tested twice, and one was recently. For a hospital visit I had to do, but that was
Mhm.
it. But the first time was when I got whatchamacallit, the needles, steroids in your back for my back pain.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Around like when it was kind of ending before I was leaving Jersey, they had to. He's like, listen, I know you don't want it. I'm not forcing you to take it, but you have to get tested for it. And I'm like, whatever, I don't care. That was the first time. It was 2 years in almost before I got tested.
Mhm.
So
Why are we sending money to other countries when we desperately need it in our own country for homeless, housing, resources, for whatever? That is my determining factor if I vote for Kamala or not.
Okay, pause it right
That's
there.
one of the reasons.
Pause it right there.
you want to play guess the answer?
Look at this. Just in, U.S. sends another 425 million in weapons to Ukraine. I mean, it's not literal money, but still, nonetheless. Okay, go ahead and go
Still,
back to
no,
your.
no.
Yeah.
Still,
Still.
nonetheless, we have. I don't care if it's weapons aids or anything. Weapons aids. I
Oh,
hope it's
yeah.
weapons aids.
Right.
But yeah, who cares? You still have people in. By the way, the hurricanes nobody's talking about the hurricanes anymore. Automatically, everything's fine, right?
Right.
Everything's
Right.
fine. Oh, that's right. No, there's news reports.
Yeah,
Cities-
exactly. Whatever happened to winter of death for us unjabbed, still here. So now I make it everyone else's problem. Yes.
Yep. Yep. That's right. Pure bloods forever.
Reasons the America First rhetoric resonates because nobody in America would complain about where money was going if American citizens' everyday needs were being met. So, what do you say to that?
We can do it all, and we do.
I grew up in a middle
So,
class
first of all,
household.
We can do it all, and we do.
All right, rewind real quick. Just let's hear her response again.
That's one of the reasons the America First rhetoric resonates because nobody in America would complain about where money was going if American citizens' everyday
I'm sorry. America First rhetoric.
Yeah, how is that rhetoric instead of just like that's a plan?
That should be a plan number 1, taking care of American citizens.
Right.
No, it's now a rhetoric. America First is a rhetoric. That's why he's a cunt.
needs were being met. So, what do you say to that?
we can do it all, and we do.
Mm.
So, first of all, I maintain very strongly America should never pull ourselves away from our responsibility as a world leader. And that is in the best interest of
That
our
doesn't mean
national
just giving
security and
money.
Or aid. We can help them if they need a little bit of help. But there's no reason why we should have people in Ukraine. There's no people why we should have people in fucking Israel. There's no reason why we should have people in Taiwan. Fuck it. Fuck them all.
First
each
of
one of
all,
us
we
as
can
a
do it all, and we do. Oh, do you?
No, we do. We do it.
Yeah,
Not
we do.
you. We do it. And
Yeah,
we
we
pay
give you the
you.
fun.
And we pay
Right.
you to do it to us.
We give you the funds and means to do whatever you're doing, which ain't it and all of it definitely fucking us. That's what you're doing.
Americans and our standing in the world. That being said, we also have an obligation to American citizens, obviously, and people who are here to meet their everyday needs and challenges, which is why, for example, we have done the work in the last 4 years of bringing down the cost of prescription medication, whether it be $35 a month for seniors for insulin.
Didn't she already say that? Didn't she already hit that point? It's the second time she's brought up the $35 for insulin and the $2,000 cap for medication.
Cammy 2 times.
Or $2,000 a year cap on prescription medication. What we have done that has been about putting $17 billion in our HBCUs. I am proud to be the first HBCU vice president of the United States. I intend to be the first HBCU president of the United States. Those resources are about sending them to centers of academic excellence that I know them to be. The work that I continue to do is about increasing access to capital for our small businesses. It is about increasing the opportunity for home ownership, knowing that Black people are 40% less likely to be homeowners in America. We have a history of legal and procedural obstacles to that home ownership, starting with the fact nobody got 40 acres and a mule, to redlining, to issues that this Detroit area and people.
By the way, bitch, you owe somebody 40 acres and a mule. Your family owned slaves. Your family were slave owners in Jamaica. So
Right
you owe.
now, could you imagine how fucking dope it'd be to get 40 acres and a mule in this economy, this day and age? Of like, fuck yeah, give me that shit.
So somebody did the math on it, and if you gave every slave 40 acres and a mule, there would not be enough in the entire world to cover that. In the world to cover that. Somebody did the square mileage of it, and they went, the world couldn't.
Yeah,
It's like, from what I hear, that was never even promised. That was something that was just said, and it wasn't in writing or anything like that. It was just something that was just said during a convention or something like that back then. But yeah, that was never real. That was never a real promise.
Around the country know to be real. So part of my plan is that we're going to give people a $25,000 down payment assistance to get their foot in the door to buy a home for first-time home buyers. The work that I'm going to do to increase housing supply in America, knowing that that's one of the reasons that rents and housing prices are jacked up, and to work with the private sector, cut through the red tape, and work to build more housing, 3 million before the end of my first term. And I
By the way, she forgets that she's the fucking vice president right now,
Mm-hmm.
and she could be doing all this for people, but she's
Yeah,
not.
why aren't you trying to enact this right now? Because
again,
Congress has to act.
Oh,
Congress has to act. That's what I keep hearing about everything.
she says that at one point, but I mean, listen, we know the talking points, so I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'm going to skip a little bit to this one where her problem is people putting out misinformation and disinformation about her.
part of the challenge that I face is that they are trying to scare people away because they know they otherwise have nothing to run on. Ask Donald Trump what his plan is for Black America. Ask him. I'll tell you what it is. Look at Project 2025. Project 2025 tells you the plan includes making police departments have stop and frisk policies. The plan includes
Kamala 2 times is her new fucking name.
It is. Yeah,
'Cause she said it again.
Cammy 2 times. Thank you,
Thank you,
Jen, for the
Jennifer,
$10. What is it?
I'm a chauffeur chafussies. I'm a chauffeur feezies. I'm a chauffeur feezies. So I'll be
Feezy.
working and lurking tonight. Have a great show. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate it. I don't know
Thank
what that
you.
word is. I've never said it in my entire life, probably.
Shafase?
I'm gonna say she's a charcuterie board.
Charcuterie.
She's a charcuterie board.
We're a couple of fucking idiots, man. It's okay. Get somebody pronounce it over in the other side. Since
Can
they can't
somebody
see it,
spell it out phonetically?
CHAUFFESSE.
A female chauffeur.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
A chauffeurist. That's it. You're a chauffeury? What?
we're retards.
making it more difficult for workers to receive overtime pay. The plan includes ending the ability of Medicare to negotiate drug prices.
I'm sorry. Didn't he say he was going to cut tax? He's going to cut the tax. What up, legally?
What up, homie?
Yeah, Donald Trump said he was going to cut taxes on overtime. By the way,
Right.
The Teamsters didn't fucking endorse you. Half of the UAW hates your fucking guts. Who else? There was another union that's not endorsing anybody this year.
That fucking picture. Get that.
I wish I could screenshot.
We'll get it figured out. Timestamp.
1738.
Okay, timestamp 29 in. Timestamp 14 minutes in for the other shit.
1738 pick.
You know what we have done? He said he would. We did, which means that's how we brought down the cost of prescription medication.
Have a great night, Jennifer. Appreciate
His
the fuck out of you.
plan includes making it more difficult for working people to get by and to destroy our democracy. You know what he says he'll do? Terminate the Constitution of the United States.
That's right.
Let me remind
When did he say that?
folks. You know what's in the Constitution of the United States? The 4th Amendment.
What about her and Tim Wald saying that they want to go after Elon Musk because people are using their First Amendment right on social media platforms.
Right.
They say they want to get rid of the Second Amendment. They don't want to get rid of the Second Amendment. They're gun owners. They just don't want weapons of war on the streets. Yep. It's just lie. Once again, she just keeps saying the same thing over and over again and lying. And this one is Donald Trump.
Remember whenever she just mentioned the 4th Amendment? Remember whenever she was talking about guns being in your home and yeah, you may legally own these and they may be in your safe locked houses, but that doesn't mean we won't go inside and make sure that you're being safe with everything. That bitch, you're talking about the 4th Amendment. What about that? What you said?
Well, that doesn't count because the government's just coming in to make sure you're safe.
Because it's different D.
It's the one she took to get into office.
Yeah, right there. Like,
One of
look
the
at. She's like,
wait, hold on. What was that, Kamala?
The traditional, whether it be a barbershop or a restaurant. One of the big issues
One of the big.
muscle
facing Black
reflex.
entrepreneurs and Black small businesses is access to capital. Because unlike my opponent, who got handed $400 million on a silver platter and then filed bankruptcy 6 times, don't forget that, calls himself a businessman. Not everybody has access to the capital, but we know in the community we do not lack for ambition, aspirations, dreams, hard work ethic.
Yeah.
And so my work has been as vice president to increase billions of dollars into community banks. And as vice president, part of that work will also.
She's giving more money to banks. Sounds like, By the way, he got $600 million from his dad to start businesses. I'm sorry. You went to Berkeley. Your dad was a professor. Your mom was a scientist. Then you moved to Canada. She moved from Oakland to Berkeley, California, to the Midwest for a little while. Then she moved to Montreal, Canada, where she lived until she went to college. She went to a Montreal college.
Right.
She lived in a prestigious neighborhood in Montreal.
Prestigious.
She went to a prestigious college in Montreal, transferred to Howard, back to California, I believe, and became a fucking lawyer by the age of 22. I'm sorry. Is that a privilege to you?
Right. That's because she grew up in a middle class motherfucking family. Remember?
No, she did not. She grew up in a rich fucking family because they own slaves. Don't forget that shit.
Yes.
Also be to change the tax deduction for startup small businesses from $5,000 to $50,000, because nobody can start a small business on $5,000. And if you don't otherwise have intergenerational wealth, how are you going to be able to do it? Second point on
saving your money
is this. I'm going to do basically it's a program that is about a $20,000 non-refundable loan to to basically businesses that don't have access to wealth and don't have those relationships.
What about the Black businesses? By the way, there's some Black business owners, like the guy who started And One in the crowd there.
Right.
And she's talking about him. And he had the nerve to come and do a dissertation about how she, and watch it. I'm telling you, watch it. It's crazy. It is fucking crazy. But she just lies after lies after lies. And then this one
that I am running to be president for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But
how many times did you hear Black business in that? What, we've been a half hour? We've been doing this less than a half hour. How many times did you hear her say black, 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 black? Now all of a sudden, what is she's running to what? I think we heard her wrong.
I don't know that that's true. I think that what is true is that I am running to be president for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm clear-eyed about the history and the disparities that exist for specific communities, and I'm not going to shy away from that. It doesn't mean that my policies aren't going to benefit everybody, because they are. Everything I just talked about will benefit everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Small business owners, whatever their race, their age, their gender, their geographic location, are going to benefit from the fact that I'm going to extend tax deductions to $50,000. Every first-time homeowner, wherever they are, whatever their race, will benefit if they are a first-time home buyer with a $25,000 down payment assistance.
So you're just going to raise home prices by $25,000,
right? Exactly.
Black, 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 black. I'm going to be the president for everybody.
Yeah.
You are a fucking.
What are you doing for the Black community? So I'm going to be the president for everybody.
I'm going to be the president for the Black community. But what are you going to do? What else are you going to do? I'm going to be the president for the Black community. What else are you going to do? I'm going to be president for everybody. This fucking woman. I got 2 more clips.
Oh yeah, she's proof of college degree means nothing. You'd still be an idiot. Oh yes,
Yeah, as long as you fucking suck the right dick.
right. Democratic policies are why people are unable to save money these days. Exactly.
No, it's Donald Trump's fault. It's Donald
Yeah,
Trump's fault. He
it's all Trump's
came
fault.
in, he fucked up the economy. The last clip I have is the one I feel it's the greatest clip to me. But I want to do this when she's saving Black Americans by allowing Black women to kill more children.
About his disregard and disrespect for your freedoms and liberty, including the right of a woman to make decisions about her own body. And he hand selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention they would do exactly what they did. 1 out of 3 women in America lives in a state with the Trump abortion ban. You know, every state except Virginia in the South has an abortion ban. You know where the majority of Black women.
Lie. That is a 1,000% lie. There is not one state, and it's on CNN.com. You could just look up abortion bans on CNN.com. They have a little
Right.
thing where you can click. They have abortion. You're not allowed to have an abortion after 6 weeks, but there is not one state, not
Right.
one state. You know how many states you're allowed to have an abortion after 9 weeks, after 9 months?
Hmm.
8.
8. Yeah.
8 states where you can have an abortion.
Right. Trump isn't responsible for any
No.
abortion ban. No.
8 states where you can have a child and you can decide whether or not to keep the child.
Right.
So that's another fucking lie.
live in the South.
Yeah.
In those same states that have some of the highest rates of Black maternal mortality. And they want to strut around talking about this is in the interest of women and children, and they've been silent on an issue like Black maternal mortality. But I know the people are aware and clear-eyed.
No, because you're gonna make weed legal for everybody. So apparently they're not for Black men
Ain't
and women.
nobody gonna be cleared eyed.
But this is what I understand. So you're going to, in order for you to keep people alive, you're going to allow people to kill people.
Right.
You know what the highest death rate of Black children is? Abortion.
Right. Yeah.
What? I just, it makes no fucking sense. She makes no sense. The Democratic Party makes no fucking sense.
No, they don't, because they're not. They're not like this. Is the? I mean, the saying is very cliche and it's
Fought
funny,
against-
but it's true. That's it. This that fucking face again. This this is not your grandpa's Democratic Party. You know what I'm saying?
51-35.
Right. Mm.
Pick.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is it.
All right, you
So
guys
this-
need to give us some caption ideas. For that face.
Or
Throw some on that. Yeah.
we could use some of these for some of the emojis that we have too that we could probably do on Rumble or whatever.
This would be good for Mingdom Kingdom if you guys come up with some good ones.
Or
Guys, take a screenshot of that face real quick.
we
Yeah,
could put memes up on Twitch, can't we? Like little things on Twitch.
I think so.
But so for the past 4 years, we've been hearing how Donald Trump caused $7 trillion of debt because of COVID. It was Donald Trump's fault because he spent the most out of any president ever, because in the last year of his presidency, he spent $7 trillion on COVID. Or
resistance by the Trump administration. And one, because we had a majority of Democrats in Congress. And that's the infrastructure bill. I mean, part of that is we made a decision that we were going to increase the number of federal contracts that go to historically underrepresented businesses. This was way before I was running for this, years ago.
Mhm.
So this is not new work.
Let's go to the talkback feature.
On several occasions recently, Don Lemon has stated that there's a large group of Black men who believe Donald Trump sent them a personal check during COVID because his name was on it versus it coming from the government as a
What the
stimulus check.
did
Can
she
you
see a
provide further
did she see a
clarification on
meme and she took that shit seriously? There is no way that is fucking for real.
I think I saw a meme that said that too, or something like that, or something. Or I think in one of the press conferences, Donald Trump was just like, "We're gonna send you, we're gonna send you a check."
Like there's
You
actually
know,
black dudes out there like this motherfucker sent me money, dog. Oh my god.
this?
Oh,
Speak to the
Thank you.
stimmy.
I'm so glad you raised that.
Mhm.
So, so here's what happened. A majority Democratic Congress fought to get those stimulus checks out, fought against resistance by the Trump administration,
It is a good one
and
for
won
that
because we
face.
had a majority of Democrats in Congress.
You
And
believe
that's
me,
why those
right?
checks went out. As we all know and grew up learning, Congress holds the purse strings. It was Congress that made that decision. And then Donald Trump, never being one to pass up an opportunity to give himself credit when no credit is due, put his name on those checks. And sadly, it resulted in people thinking Donald Trump was responsible for and directly responsible for putting money in their pocket, when in fact, it was a Democratic majority Congress that was
You guys are so
responsible
fucking
for those
stupid. You
checks
don't
going
realize
out.
that he was just
Why
trying to
is
be
it
like,
hard for
this
Democrats
is
to
like,
message them?
I did it because this is like trying to be from your president as
Yeah.
me. Like, you guys are so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit. Or just like that condescendingly stupid. Then,
but she said it.
uh,
She said it. She admitted it. That Congress holds the purse. So it wasn't Donald Trump's fault for the $7 trillion that was spent.
that was, yeah, dude, exactly. Yeah.
And
Like,
we all said
I
it.
knew-
We said
like,
it.
oh, yeah, exactly. I knew that too. Plus, the other bad thing was the extra $300 that
Yep.
you were getting on top of with, what was it, unemployment.
Yeah.
Like that, you're paying dudes to be staying at home. They're not going to go to work, bro.
No, my buddy Jay was just like, dude, I'm making more money sitting at home than I am going to work. So I'm not going back to work anytime soon.
Right. Like, are
And
you
I'm,
crazy?
and I'm like, to be honest with you, for him, I was like, I don't blame you. You worked for that money, but you
Right.
have people who didn't work for that money who were getting that money to sit at home and not do anything because they were like, hey, no, well, because they were getting money too. Everybody was getting money.
Right.
But yeah, I couldn't believe that she actually admitted that it wasn't Donald Trump's fault for the $7 trillion that they've been saying that was his
Right.
fault.
Right.
It was just, dude, and you're right. I didn't realize it the first time. She said the same fucking things for almost every fucking answer.
Yep.
For every
Ca-
answer.
Cammy 2 times.
Oh God. It was just, it's unbelievable. I can't say it's unbelievable, but
It's very believable, but it's fucking ridiculous that somebody who's running for president is like that.
but
All
you want to see some black people freak out on other black people? This is great.
right. I am definitely down. It's good. This can be one of those cuts like we need for Kingdom Hearts and be like casual racism.
Of Bloomberg. I want to move on to what Donald Trump has said about an issue near and dear to both of your hearts, the issue of Black Americans and Latino voters. Kamala Harris has been doing interviews on Black media. Trump, though, is overperforming in polling with both groups compared to past Republicans. Here is what he said when he was campaigning in Pennsylvania.
Any African American or Hispanic, and you know how well I'm doing there, that votes for Kamala, you got to have your head examined because they are really screwing you. They are really screwing you.
It is Kamala, for the record, but he is denigrating voters for making a choice that he does not like. Shelley, to you, what does he achieve with this?
Well, how is it? Wait, first of all, how's he denigrating voters?
Yeah,
He's saying that they are being, for lack of a better word, screwed.
Taken advantage of. They're being taken advantage of. They're paying higher pricing. They're working class. The ones that he's talking about, working class, lower middle class. They're paying more for food. They're paying more for gas, and they're being taken advantage of.
But
And-
Shelley,
Dude, she does the blinky thing too. I just noticed it. But
Mm-hmm.
over
he
the
also
course of
he
30 years, they
She
voted
got the
also said
Korean Jean-Luc Picard fucking.
that they, you know, that they had to have their head examined. That is not something that is a compliment.
Obama just told me the same thing. Obama just told me the
Yeah.
same thing.
He did
I've
not
got
use
black
those
women
words.
telling me I'm not really a he inferred them. He implied them. He certainly did. He even threatened us with "You're lucky Michelle's not here." I mean, come on. Let's not make things up. Let's be honest here, and let's really be clear what's being said.
What
If you're
up?
an African American man, look. Let me boil this election down in the African American community to a very simple. I'll reference the great Malcolm X. This race is between House African Americans and field African Americans. And the field African Americans
Wow.
are going for Donald Trump. I'm talking about your men.
Wait, look at her
I'm
face.
talking about
She was like, "Oh shit!" Look at dude on the right, dude. He was like, "Damn!" He fucking said that shit.
he was like, he went there. Oh my god. Oh, like he was-
That was great. She looks like. Oh my god! Oh my god! Anyone in the fucking comments right now, and also Davey, please tell me that you've seen the Ninja Turtle, not Ninja Turtles. God damn it! The fucking what is it? The movie? What was it? Was it Double Dragon or whatever? No. The Super Mario Brothers movie, the small-headed turtle guy.
Yeah, yes.
Look at her in the middle.
Why do they do?
That's like that looks like that's the small-headed turtle guy. I swear to God, it's just man. Now I'm gonna have to try to pull that up on
Yeah,
YouTube.
find that picture because I know
I love-
exactly.
I love the dude on the fucking other side though too. Like he's like smiling like, oh my,
the
this
Koopa,
motherfucker.
the Koopa, something like that.
Yeah.
this race is between House
Woo.
African
That had me
Americans
giggling.
and field African Americans. And the field African Americans
Wow.
are going for Donald Trump. I'm talking about your men who I'm talking about your men who build, your men who put things together, your men who work with their hands, your men who do things, not the men who push paper, or the men who are connected to power and want to continue to be connected to power.
Are you
talking about the men
denigrating?
and women in our community who are actually doing the work.
African American men who are professionals who work in white collar jobs? Is that what I'm hearing from you? Or
No.
I'm
No,
just trying
see,
to
there you
understand
go,
is
using that
Shelley the
word again.
house
What I'm doing
one
is
or the
drawing
field
the
woman? I'm just trying to
contrast.
understand that part.
I'm
I'm just trying to understand. We have someone
I'm
who's
trying to
spitting.
say
I'm just trying to understand the one that's
field-
spitting talking points
the
right now.
field-
Are you the house Negro or the field Negro that you're referring to? So I just want to make sure your question
I'm
was about
voting for Trump,
denigrating
so
black people.
I'm-
That literally was your question. You have a Republican
Right, and I'm
fool who
answering
was
it,
talking
and I
right now
answered it. I
about
answered it.
you literally just said.
Yeah. Well, Michael, no, he didn't. And that guy just said what Malcolm X said. You're either a house
Right.
Negro or a field Negro, is what Malcolm X really said. And yes, this dude was trying to be a little more contempt about it. The guy on the far end was just
There you
yelling.
go. Same fucking thing. Look, back and forth. There you go. There's her. There's him. There's her.
But at least he was smiling.
Oh my god.
He was happy
That
to be
is-
there. She ain't happy.
Oh, that's fucking great. Mm.
Said that black men, you actually just said this is an election about house or field. This is the nonsense that we are listening to right now by those that are
I'm
supporting.
waiting for him to be
that's
like,
not
you
what I
are
said.
the black face.
That is actually what you just
Sir.
there's only well, clearly
I
you
said
must
the
be
field
you must be
is
in
for
your own
Trump.
talk. I'm not
I
sure what
said
kind of
the
radio show you
field-
have that you can't listen to your own
I
thing. So
said
you
the
actually just
field
said
brothers are for Trump. I said
again.
the field
Do you
brothers are for
understand?
Trump. That's
You
clearly what I said.
you sound
No, I do understand, sir.
and
I do understand.
silly. And so let's actually talk about the substance
Silly.
of the question. The
No.
substance of the question was
No,
around
the substance of
denigrating.
what I said is very
The
clear.
substance of the
Sir.
question was
Sir, the
denigrating
substance
Black
of
and
what I
Latino
said is-
communities.
Sir, The substance of
My
what I
name
said
is
is very
Michael. My
clear. If
name
you
is
let me
Michael.
finish and
My
not
name
cut
is
me off.
Michael. And we thank you that. So
House. Listen, house.
Oh my god, this is great.
the point here,
All right, my
the
brother.
question that was
All right,
raised
my brother.
around denigrating Black and Latino communities. And
All
the
right, my brother.
concerning-
Let me answer the question.
The
Are you
concerning
going to let me
part-
raise?
right.
Are you going to let me
Hold on
answer
a
the
second.
question?
Guy on the right is
part- Are you
Stephen
gonna let
from
me answer the
Django
question?
Unchained.
Shelley,
Shelley
you
has
made the point
filibustered the
saying
point.
that
Yeah.
you made a point saying that you
The
believe that
point
it
I'm
is
making, ma'am, Sarah,
Is it bad that she's wearing chains around her neck too in this conversation?
Right.
the point I'm making is this: the men who get up every day and make things happen with their hands, they build things. They're plumbers, they're electricians, they're working for Amazon. These men who are coaching 7 and under football, not because their son or daughter plays, but because they want to keep brothers off the streets and they're volunteering their time. These men are going for Trump. These men, and I used an analogy made famous by the great Malcolm X. So if you're saying that I'm denigrating anybody, then you must assume that he was denigrating somebody. So don't even throw that word out there again, my brother.
So Michael,
the fact of the matter is that's what you're seeing in the Black community.
Shelley, we've
So I'm not
heard you. Thank you.
denigrating anybody.
Michael, to you.
We have heard the filibuster now.
Thank you.
So the point
So
yesterday
we
was in Detroit with Charlemagne the God. And we're talking about Detroit versus everybody. So the reference that was just made, he's essentially communicating that the people in Detroit and Milwaukee and Philly that are doing work, manufacturing jobs, putting in for their communities, are going to vote for Donald Trump, a man who has no policy, no support, who called for the death penalty on Black men and has repeatedly been against us. So let's be a bunch.
Wait, is he talking about Donald Trump or Kamala Harris?
man.
I think he got Donald Trump and Kamala Harris fucking mixed up in his head.
Right.
Because
all that shit is so easy to debunk.
It is
abundantly clear. You have a choice. You can follow the rhetoric of someone who is literally calling you a house or field Black man, or you can follow the Black woman who was a.
By the way, he said that Obama called him that. He didn't say that Trump called him that.
Right.
He wasn't even paying attention. He said Obama called him a house or a field, not Trump.
Right.
Obama did.
Right.
But he is just so deep in the woods that that he can't even keep up.
Right.
DA, an AG, a United States Senator, a Vice President, an HBCU alum, a sorority sister who is actually helping Black people. This is the decision you have in 20 days to follow people like Shelley, who is saying this rhetoric. We've heard his filibuster.
How she help Black people?
We could listen to Shelley or to Clarence Thomas.
Mr. Winter, you've had your point. I'm just trying to let both of you.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. So, like, the reality is this: you have a scenario right now where you have on one side a Black woman who is saying, how do we help our communities? To your earlier question, Sarah, around how can you do both? On one side, you have Vice President Harris, who is articulating how we can help domestically and abroad. Donald Trump sent COVID tests to help Putin. So while your Black families, house or field, referring to what Shelley is talking about,
that's misinformation, sir.
We're dying.
That's misinformation.
We're dying.
That's
because of
misinformation.
Donald Trump's policies.
That's misinformation.
You know, it's
that's
amazing.
Misinformation.
We will focus here.
We are going to leave this here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Michael Blake, Shelley Winter, thank you both for joining us.
Why don't you correct the misinformation?
Have a good day
for joining us.
For your radio show.
Let's just cut him the fuck off.
They lost their fucking minds.
Right.
They lost their fucking minds, and it was
like,
great.
well, we can't have that anymore.
You either have the guy who had a great economy, or you have the Black sister who went to HBCUs who said that she's going to help Black people out, which she hasn't helped out in the last 4 years. But she's going to help everybody out, and you're going to sit here and say that it's a house or a field. Yeah, I quoted Malcolm X. He called y'all that too.
Right.
You dumb motherfuckers.
Again. The same picture. So we can show a little bit more of Kamala being terrible.
Oh
Uh,
God.
Here's a few clips from this recent interview with Brett Baer, which I'm not sure what parts are exactly which, but yeah.
I mean, it's only 23 minutes long if you want to play it.
Yeah, we can just play the whole thing. Do you have the whole thing?
Yeah, I got the whole thing. Give me a sec.
Yeah. All right, sit back, relax, and get ready for some of this. As a matter of fact, it's actually not a bad idea because I do need to use the bathroom real quick. Because that can be the finisher out. Because what are we, about an hour in? Yeah, we'll just play this whole interview. This is it's. I thought that Brett Baer did a pretty decent job, and he's usually a pretty middle of the ground, lenient-esque type of interviewer for the right side, if you will.
The ending is great because there's another clip that we'll play at the end where he had to finish early, like most guys do in her.
Mm-hmm.
Tell
I was
pollsters
gonna
all
say
over the
that's what
country.
she said.
That's what she said.
Got him.
And here in Pennsylvania, that immigration is one of the key issues that they're looking at this election. And
It looks like
specifically, the
he
influx of
looks like
illegal immigrants from-
hold on, he looks like a fucking Team America character, like the hand puppets, the marionettes. It looks like a marionette puppet from like Team America. He totally does.
He looks like a college football coach about to go to a game.
Kinda, yeah. You guys ready for some fucking kick-ass football these days?
He looks like he coaches for fucking North Dakota.
Oh, absolutely. Or like Montana or some shit. Yeah. Iowa, baby.
Iowa. Hawkeyes. Fuck the Hawkeyes.
150 countries. How many illegal immigrants would you estimate your administration has released into the country over the last 3.5 years?
Well, I'm glad you raised the issue of immigration because I agree with you. It is a topic of discussion that people want to rightly have. And you know what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, but
right
do you
now,
just a
which
number?
is-
Do you
but-
think it's
but-
1 million, 3 million?
Brett, let's just get to the point. Okay, the point is that we have a broken immigration system that needs to be repaired.
So your
And-
Homeland Security Secretary said that 85% of apprehensions.
I'm not finished. We have
It's a
an
rough
immigration
estimate of
system
6 million people
that
have been
needs to be-
released into the country. And let me just finish. I'll get to the question. I promise you.
I was beginning to answer.
And when you came into office, your administration immediately reversed a number of Trump border policies. Most significantly, the policy that required illegal immigrants to be detained through deportation, either in the U.S. or in Mexico. And you switched that policy. They were released from custody awaiting trial. So instead, included in those were a large number of single men, adult men, who went on to commit heinous crimes. So looking back, do you regret the decision to terminate Remain in Mexico at the beginning of your administration?
At the beginning of our administration, within practically hours of taking the oath, the first bill that we offered Congress, before we worked on infrastructure, before the Inflation Reduction Act,
Before I took
before
a
the
shit in
Chips
the
and
morning.
Science Act, before the bipartisan Safer Communities Act,
Before I brushed my
first
fucking teeth.
bill, practically within hours of taking the oath, was a bill to fix our immigration system.
Yes, ma'am. It was called
And-
the U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021. It was essentially a pathway to citizenship for the. Yes,
May
ma'am.
I finish responding,
But
please?
here, but this,
But you have to let me finish.
you had the
please.
White House and the House and the Senate,
I'm
and
in
they
the
didn't
middle
bring up
of
that bill.
responding to the point you're raising,
Okay.
and I'd like to finish.
Yes, ma'am.
We
Ooh,
recognized from day one that, to the point of this being your first question, it is a priority for us as a nation and for the American people.
Then why are you doing such a terrible
And our
job? man?
focus has been on fixing a problem. And from day one, then, we have done a number of things, including to address our asylum system and put more resources, getting more judges, what we needed to do to tighten up penalties and increase penalties
That's what her
for
husband
illegal
says.
crossings.
Can I finish?
What we needed to do to deal with points of entry between border
I'll be right back.
entry points. That's the work we did, and we worked on supporting what was a bipartisan effort, including some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress, to actually strengthen the border. That border bill would have put 1,500 more border agents at the border, which is why I believe the Border Patrol agents supported the bill. It would have allowed us to stem the flow of fentanyl coming into the United States, which is a scourge affecting people of every background, every geographic location in our country, killing people. It would have allowed us to put more resources into prosecuting transnational criminal organizations, which I have done as the Attorney General, former Attorney General of a border state.
Madam Vice President, a couple of things.
Prosecuted trafficking of drugs, guns, and human beings. And Donald Trump, but let me just finish.
Six
and
Democrats
Donald
voted
Trump
against that bill.
learned about that bill and told them to kill it because he preferred to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. And in this election, this is rightly a discussion that the American people want to have. And what they want are solutions, and they want a president of the United States who's not playing political games with the issue,
I hear you.
but actually is focused on fixing
Six
it.
Democrats voted against that bill. It would have allowed 1.8 million illegal immigrants into the country a year. A lot of conservatives had a problem with it. These are the 6 Democrats. But more importantly, back to the original premise, Jocelyn Nungari, Rachel Morin, Laken Riley, they are young women who were brutally assaulted and killed by some of the men who were released at the beginning of the administration, well before a negotiated bipartisan bill. Former President Clinton actually referred to Laken Riley Sunday campaigning for you in Georgia, saying if those men had been properly vetted, Laken Riley probably would not have been killed. So if it wouldn't have happened, this is well before any negotiation. This is well before Donald Trump got involved in the politics. This is a specific policy decision by your administration to release these men into the country. So what I'm saying to you, do you owe
Brett,
those families an apology?
Let me just say, first of all, those are tragic cases. There's no question about that. There's no question about that. And I can't imagine the pain that the families of those victims have experienced for a loss that should not have occurred. So that is true. It is also true that if a border security had actually been passed 9 months ago, it would be 9 months that we would have had more border agents at the border, more support for the folks who are working around the clock, trying to hold it all together.
Madam Vice President.
To ensure that no future harm would occur. And this election in 20 days will determine whether we have a president of the United States who actually cares more about fixing a problem, even if it is not to their political advantage in an election, because there was a solution, Brett.
Madam Vice President, it was a policy decision in the early part of your administration. I will let one of the mothers talk about it. Take a listen.
Because of the Biden-Harris administration open border policies catch and release, they were enrolled in the Alternatives to Detention program. This meant that they were released into the United States. It was not even a full 3 weeks later that they would take my daughter, Jocelyn Nungari's life.
The solution is to deport all these fuckers.
I believe the Biden-Harris administration open border policies are responsible for the death of my daughter.
And I'm telling you right now, if you came here and had a child or brought a child, a 1-year-old child over the border, knowing you were doing it illegally, don't blame the United States government. Blame your parent who did that to you.
Right.
That is not the United States government's fault. That is not the fault of the United
It's
States.
It's also not our it's not our responsibility either, to be honest.
Your parent decided to come here illegally, knowing they're doing it illegally because they were promised 40 acres and a mule when they got here. And I'm sorry you were here since you were 1 year old, but you're not here legally.
Right.
There's fortunately and unfortunately, there's a lot of people a lot of women that came over that were pregnant, and we have a policy where if a child is born in the United States, that child is an American citizen. Listen, it is what it is with that. But I'm sorry you've been here 20-something years and your parents lied to you, making you think that you're an American citizen. And if I'm a heartless piece of shit for it, then I'm a heartless piece of shit for it. But that's your parents' fault, not mine, not
Right.
not anybody else, not any other Americans.
Right.
That's the early days. So do you owe them an apology is what
I
I'm
will
saying.
tell you that I am so sorry for her loss. I'm so sorry for her loss. Sincerely. But let's talk about what is happening right now with an individual who does not want to participate in solutions.
She can't just
Let's
fucking
talk about that
It has
as
to
well,
be the
Brett.
pointing finger.
Yeah.
Like,
Literally, she's literally pointing a finger. Literally.
uh,
Yeah, no, it's not. Listen, well, let's fearmonger some more.
In all fairness, I told you, I feel awful for what she and her family have experienced.
During that time, you
Later,
said
Mike.
repeatedly that the border was secure. When in your mind did it start becoming a crisis?
I think we've had a broken immigration system transcending, by the way, Donald Trump's administration, even before. Let's all be honest about that. I have no pride in saying that this is a perfect immigration system. I've been clear, I think we all are, that it needs to be fixed. We need more. I was just down at the border talking with border agents, and they will tell you, and I'm sure you probably, I know you investigate and you are a serious journalist. They will tell you, we need more judges. We need to prosecute.
I'm sorry, weren't you a senator when Trump asked for $5 billion to help finish a portion of the wall, and you were staunchly against it?
Right. Yep.
So
process those cases faster. We need the support for those cases that should be prosecuted. They need more resources, and Congress ultimately is the only place that's going to get fixed, Brett.
Well,
that's how this system works.
That's the premise of this question.
But
there were
that's how the
90
system
plus
works.
executive orders that were rescinded in the first days. Many of those were Trump border policies. I'm not going to stay here because there's other things to talk about, but you frequently talk to the Border Patrol Union for support of that bipartisan bill, and they did. They supported it. But they also just endorsed Donald Trump and said, you've been, quote, a failure with border security. Why do you think they said that?
I want that fucking gif of the black kids going, oh shit.
Right.
Oh shit.
I think they're frustrated, and I get it. They want support. They want support, and that's what that border security bill would have done. These guys down at the border, these men and women, they're working hard. They're working around the clock. I get it.
There's a lot of people that look back at what you said in 2019 when you first ran for president. And there have been changes, and you've talked about some of them. When it comes to immigration, you supported allowing immigrants in the country illegally to apply for driver's license, to qualify for free tuition at universities, to be enrolled in free health care. Do you still support those things?
Listen, that was 5 years ago, and I'm very clear that I will follow the law. I have made that statement over and over again, and as Vice President of the United States, that's exactly what I've done, not to mention before.
If that's the case, you chose a running mate, Tim Walz, governor of Minnesota, who signed those very things into state law. So do you support that?
We are very clear, and I am very clear, as is Tim Walz, that we must support and enforce federal law, and that is exactly what we will do.
So decriminalizing border crossings, like you said in 2019.
By being,
I do not believe in decriminalizing.
Like by being a sanctuary city, period, and saying that illegal immigrants can stay in your city, that's breaking federal law, period. Like, so you're not enforcing it.
She doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. And if you vote for this fucking dunderhead, lose my phone number. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, please.
If you vote for this dunderhead, lose my phone number because there's no hope. There is no fucking hope.
Yeah.
There's no hope because
Right.
There's no way I'd vote red no matter who, no matter, I wouldn't, there's no.
Yeah, like fucking, like Dan Crenshaw. Fuck that fucking douchebag.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck that piece of shit. Even Mike Johnson too, who continually agrees to fund Ukraine. Fuck him.
I don't like him either. Adam Kinzinger. Republican. He's a
Oh.
fucking douche. Fuck
Liz,
that homo.
Liz Cheney, whose dad shot somebody in the face.
Yeah. And the guy
Same.
apologized about it to
They
him
made the guy
about.
apologize to him.
Oh, all right, go ahead.
Jesus.
Border crossings, and I've not done that as vice president. I will not do that as president.
So these are
I- and-
evolutions that
but-
you've had.
No, but let's be very clear. I'm the only person who's running for
He's literally throwing her softballs. So these are evolutions that you've had. So you've changed, right? So
Yeah.
you've changed, right? You no longer feel the same way that you did, right? Right?
president.
He's like,
was
no, let's be clear. That
Prosecuted. Transnational criminal organization. The only person who's running for president who is prosecuted.
You said prostituted wrong.
right.
Transnational criminal organizations, from the Sinaloa cartel to the Guadalajara cartel to people who have trafficked in guns, drugs, and human beings. I have spent a significant part of my career going after people who present a threat to the safety of the American people and cross our border with the intent of doing us harm and cross our border illegally. And I will do that work as vice president. I take that work quite seriously.
This is a
Did she say I would take that work as vice president? Hold on.
time when
And I
don't
will
know.
do that work as intent of doing us
I'll
harm
do.
and cross our border illegally. And I will do that work as vice president. I take that work quite seriously.
Well, but she is right now. But yeah, I know it's kind
So
of.
she's not doing what she was saying. So she's not doing what she said.
So you aren't doing your job right now, then, huh? Well, goddamn. So it means you won't do it as president either.
This is a time when voters, especially here in Pennsylvania, are inundated with commercials and ads. They just want it to stop because it's every commercial. But many of them add noise, but a few of them seem to break through. This particular one from the Trump campaign has gotten a lot of attention.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. Every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access.
So are you still in support of using
I'd be
taxpayer
like,
dollars
so,
to help prison
are you
inmates
fucking
or detained
retarded?
illegal aliens to transition to another gender?
I will follow the law. And it's a law that Donald Trump actually followed. You're probably familiar with, now it's a public report, that under Donald Trump's administration, these surgeries were available on a medical necessity basis to people in the federal prison system. And I think, frankly, that ad from the Trump campaign is a little bit of like throwing, stones when you're living in a glass house.
The Trump aides say that he never advocated for that prison policy and no gender transition
Well,
surgeries
you know what? You got to
happened
take
during
responsible for what
his
happened in your
presidency.
administration.
Yeah, no surgeries happened in this presidency.
It's in
So
black and white.
would you still advocate for using taxpayer dollars for gender reassignment
I will
surgeries?
follow the law, just as I
But you have a
think
say
Donald
in
Trump would
this.
say he did.
You would have a say as president.
Like I said, I think it's he spent $20 million on those ads, trying to create a sense of fear in the voters.
But you
because
just can't
he
say yes
actually
or
has
no.
no plan.
Are you for it or not?
in
Are
this
you advocating
election
for it or
that
not?
is about focusing on the needs of the American people? Whereas at $20 million on that ad,
Whereas,
on an issue that, as it relates to the biggest issues that affect the American people, it's really quite remote. And again,
As a trans and a taxpayer, hell no, my money should not go to that.
good. Yeah. I know you're with that. Yeah.
But she just deflect. He spent $20 million on that
Yeah.
ad. How much money have you spent? That wasn't technically yours. That technically was Joe's.
Right. Very true.
his policy was no different. Look at where we are, though.
They say
On
it was
plans for
different,
the
but let's-
American
we'll move
people,
on.
I'm offering a plan to deal with affordable housing. I'm offering a plan to deal with what we need to do to strengthen small businesses, which are the backbone of America's economy. I am offering a plan that is about taking care of young parents and giving them the support they need. My plans for the economy will strengthen the economy, as have been reviewed by 16 Nobel laureates, Goldman Sachs.
Again with the Nobel laureates.
Right. Cammy 2 times.
She can't even take her own points. She had to use fucking Joe Biden's points. 16 Nobel laureates said that I don't shit
Yeah.
my pants before 1 a.m.
Moody's, and recently the Wall Street Journal, which have all studied our plans and have indicated my plans for our economy would strengthen our economy.
No, they
His would
didn't.
make them weaker,
Why do you
would
think more
ignite
people say-
inflation and invite a recession by the middle of next year. Those are the facts.
Why do you think more people say they trust him on the economy than they trust you?
I think that when you look at an analysis of our plans for what we would do as president of the United States, it has been clear to those who study and understand how economic policy works that moving forward, because I do believe the American people are ready to turn the page on the divisiveness and
Bob
the
Seger
type
needs to
of
sue
rhetoric
her.
that has come out of Donald Trump. People are ready to chart a new way forward. And they want a president who has a plan
Quit
for the
saying
future.
turn the page, bitch. It's my stuff.
He should send the cease and desist like everybody's doing to Trump for using their songs.
Right? He's like, no, turn the page is my shit.
Stop saying turn the page.
Right.
And a plan that is sound and will strengthen our country. My plan for the economy does exactly that. His plan would be, again, to give tax cuts to billionaires and the biggest corporations in our country and blow up our deficit.
It's interesting you said turn the page, Madam Vice President. You were asked on two
'Cause
different
Bob
shows
Seger's
last
suing
week
that
what,
ass.
if anything, you would do differently than President Biden. Here's what you said.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
Under a Harris administration, what would the major changes be and what would stay the same?
Sure. Well, I mean, I'm obviously not Joe Biden.
I know.
And so that would be one change in terms of, but also I think it's important to say with, 28 days to go, I'm not Donald Trump.
So you're not Joe Biden, you're not Donald Trump, but nothing comes to mind that you would do differently?
Let me be very clear. My presidency will not be a continuation of Joe Biden's presidency. And like every new president that comes in to office, I will bring my life experiences, my professional experiences, and fresh and new ideas. I represent a new generation of leadership. For example,
what are your
someone who has not
policies,
spent the
lady?
majority of my career in Washington, D.C. I invite ideas, whether it be from the Republicans who are supporting me, who were just on stage with me minutes ago, and the business sector, and
This
others.
lady's insufferable.
Yeah, the people who were on stage with her were never Trumpers. And
Yeah.
another thing that she's doing now, Donald Trump, you know how Donald Trump has RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard now, and he talked about having a group of people from different parties to congregate and talk about different ideas for they can come up with the American people. He came up with that a couple months ago. That's what she's talking about doing now. So once again, she can't even think about her own things. She can't come up with her own shit. She's taking more of Donald Trump's shit.
Who can contribute to the decisions that I make about, for example, my plan for increasing the supply of housing in America and bringing down the cost of housing, addressing the issue of small businesses, which is about working
What's the
with
plan, though?
the
You're just
private sector
saying
to
that.
bring more.
We heard it on Charlemagne. It's to give black people more money.
Oh
they
yeah,
can
what's it? The
spend
25,000 or 20,000? Yeah.
25,000 for the black community, and only allowing black people to get certain loans, and not allowing only black and Hispanic people to get certain loans and stuff like that they don't have to pay back. Yeah, that's what she's talking about. She's not saying the race or the color in this one because this is Fox News and she knows she'll have no chance if she said it. But
right,
well, she thinks that because that's what they polled Democrats, and that's what they thought.
Right. Well, hold on. Yeah.
capital
Then yeah, we'll go ahead and Kamala Harris proposed the forgivable loans for up to $20,000 for black entrepreneurs. Interesting to see Kamala return to her slave trading roots by trying to buy black people. Yes.
And access to capital to our small business leaders, including my plan for a $25,000 down payment assistance for first-time home buyers and for small businesses, extending the tax deduction from $5,000
to $50,000.
We've heard a lot about those plans in recent days. Your campaign slogan is a new way forward, and it's time to turn the page. You've been vice president for 3.5 years. So what are you turning the page from?
What fucking page are we turning?
Well, first of all, turning the page from the last decade in which we've been burdened with the
By what
kind of
has
rhetoric
been?
coming from Donald Trump that has been designed and implemented to divide our country and have Americans literally point fingers at each other. Rhetoric and an approach to leadership that suggests that the strength of a leader is based on who you beat down instead of what we all know. The strength of leadership is based on who you lift up. The strength of an American president, which is one who understands that the vast majority of us have more in common than what separates us.
Madam
That
Vice
is
President, more than
turning the
70% of people
That is
tell
about turning the
pollsters-
page on rhetoric that people are frankly exhausted of, Brett.
More than 70.
By the way, really quickly, this is from her own fucking Twitter account. Provide 1 million loans that are fully forgivable up to $20K for Black entrepreneurs and others to start a business. Support education, training, and mentorship programs that lead to good paying jobs for Black men, including pathways to become teachers. Protect cryptocurrency investments so Black men who make them know their money is so Black men who make them money know their money is safe. I think I'm reading that wrong, but launch a national health initiative focused on the illnesses that disproportionately impact Black men. Sickle cell? Legalize recreational marijuana and create opportunities for Black Americans to succeed in this new industry.
Money, weed, and crypto coming out this summer in a
I said
theater
it.
near you.
She grew up around Black rappers, and she thinks just Black men like money and fucking weed.
Yeah, money, weed, and crypto. That's all that they're into these days. That's all they care about.
But she keeps telling everybody, "Oh no, this is for everybody. This is for." Why put that out then? Why put that out?
How are they doing all this shit without IDs? I'm wondering that too.
She's gonna have buses that take everybody to the DMV. She's gonna start a
Right.
busing program.
Oh my God, I'm a Black guy. I never knew it. Right, legal?
People
what
tell
I'm
the
saying.
country is on the wrong track. They say the country is on the wrong track. If it's on the wrong track, that track follows 3.5 years of you being vice president and President Biden being president. That is what they're saying, 79% of them. Why are they saying that? If you're turning the page, you've been in office for 3.5 years.
And Donald Trump has been running for office.
But you've been the person holding the office.
Come on.
It's been
You and I both know what I'm talking about. You and I both know what I'm talking about.
I actually don't. What are you talking about?
What
Yeah,
I'm
he's
talking
actually I
about
don't
is
bitch.
that
What
over
are we
the
talking
last
about?
Decade,
But you're
people
the
have
lever of
become.
power.
But listen, over the last decade, it is clear to me, and certainly the Republicans who are on stage with me, the former chief of staff to the president, Donald Trump, former defense secretaries, national security advisor, and his vice president. One, that he is unfit to serve, that he is unstable, that he is dangerous, and that people are exhausted with someone who professes to be a leader who spends full time demeaning and engaging in personal grievances and it being about him
Madam
instead
Vice
of
President,
the American people.
if
People
that's the
are tired of that.
If that's the case, why is half the country supporting him? Why is he beating you in a lot of swing states? Why, if he's as bad as you say, that half of this country is now supporting this person who could be the 47th president of the United
I swear to
States?
God,
Why
I
is that
heard a
happening?
fucking alarm.
I did too. You heard that too?
Yeah.
It would be great if Fox put the
Go back just a little bit. I swear, like maybe it was the way that he said the S on it or something, but it was like, "Quing!" Like it
Advisor
had
and
that
his
fucking high pitch. All right.
Vice President, one, that he is unfit to serve, that he is unstable, that he is dangerous, and that people are exhausted with someone who professes to be a leader who spends full time demeaning and engaging in personal grievances and it being about him
Madam
instead
Vice
of
President,
the American people.
if
People
that's the
are tired
case,
of that.
If that's the case, why is half the country supporting him? Why is he beating you in a lot of swing states? Why, if he's as bad as you say, that half of this country is now supporting this person
Right
who
there.
could be?
It's on that supporting. Yeah, right there. It's like, "Duh." He says it so fucking loud with that S. It does. It rings out like a fucking. Oh man, that's fucking hilarious.
Holy shit, dude.
They're gonna be like, this is him mansplaining, and it's white man mansplains to black woman. Ping!
Dude, we have dude, oh my
we gotta
God,
cut that shit. We have to cut that.
We have to
Yeah.
cut that and just and make it and say, did Fox News just insert a fire alarm beep because Kamala Harris was there?
Was Brett Baird casually racist to Kamala Harris?
When he inserted his own fucking fire alarm beep.
Want
to hear that again?
Supporting him. Why is he beating you in a lot of swing states? Why, if he's as bad as you say, that half of this country is now supporting this person who could be the 47th president of the United States? Why is that happening?
This is an election for president of
That's
the
like a
United
gym
States. It's not
sneaker on a fucking gym court. Just.
He really is a fucking D1 football coach. He brought his own fucking whistle.
Right.
Holy shit.
It
took us an hour and 20 minutes to get there, but we got there, folks. We finally got there.
That
Holy
shit's fucking
shit.
great.
Supposed to be
Transgender is just men mansplaining what it is to be a woman.
Yeah,
Yes.
that is, yeah.
Squeaky cleats.
I know,
Oh
but
yes.
It's not supposed to be. It is not supposed to be a
So are
cakewalk
they
for
misguided, the
anyone.
50%?
Listen,
Are they stupid? What is
God,
it?
I would never say that about the American people. And
Oh,
in
you
fact,
said that
if you
about-
listen to Donald
She
Trump,
said that about what's it fucking like the 16 to 20-year-olds or whatever.
Yeah,
Like, they're stupid.
The way she said it, though, was like, I would never say that.
I sure think it.
I know, I know what I've said before. I don't remember what I said before.
That
Holy
fucking
shit.
squeak, bro.
if you watch any of his rallies, he's the one who tends to demean and belittle and diminish the American people. He's the one who talks about an enemy within, an enemy within, talking about the American people, suggesting he would turn the American military on the American people.
We asked that question to the former president today. Harris Faulkner had a town hall, and this is how he responded.
We asked Trump about that, and he said, "When the fuck did I
They
say
were
that?"
saying I was like threatening. I'm not threatening anybody. They're the ones doing the threatening. They do phony investigations. I've been investigated more than Alphonse Capone. He was the greatest gangster. No, it's true. No, but think of it. It's called weaponization of government. It's a terrible thing.
So,
Brett, I'm sorry, and with all due respect, that clip was not what he has been saying about the enemy within that he has repeated when he's speaking about the American people. That's not what you just showed.
He was asked about that
No,
specific...
that's not what you just showed. In all fairness and
I'm telling
respect
you,
to
that was the question that we asked him.
You didn't show that, and here's the bottom line. He has repeated it many times, and you and I both know that. And you and I both know that he has talked about turning the American military on the American people. He has talked about going after people who are engaged in peaceful protest. He has talked about locking people up because they disagree with him. This is a democracy.
He has not.
And in a democracy.
She is fucking mad. And she's just going straight back to the points because she can't do it. She can't bear it. She can't Brett bear it.
It'd be awesome if, like, right there at the end, he looks at her for a second. He's like, "That was all lies." So on to the next.
So you said you were going to kill Alphonse Capone.
Yeah,
well, how are you going to do it?
The president of the United States in the United States of America should be willing to be able to handle criticism without saying he'd lock people up for doing it. And this is what is at stake, which is why you have someone like the former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff saying what Mark Milley has said about Donald Trump being a threat to the United States of America.
He's quoted in the Bob Woodward book that way, yes. Let me ask you this, Madam Vice President. You call Donald Trump, you call Donald Trump, he's misguided. You say now
he's unstable. He is unstable, Brett.
He's not well. You say he's mentally not stable.
He's not stable.
Let me ask you this. You told many interviewers that Joe Biden was on his game, that ran around circles on his staff. When did you first notice that President Biden's mental faculties appeared diminished?
Joe Biden, I have watched from the Oval Office to the Situation Room. And he has the judgment and the experience to do exactly what he has in making very important decisions on behalf of the American people.
There were no concerns.
No, she just let it out. He's an experiment.
I understand.
And Donald Trump
but you talked about it.
And Donald Trump
After George Clooney said within a few minutes of talking to President Biden at a fundraiser that he thought this was not the same Joe Biden that we saw on the debate stage.
Donald Trump is on the ballot.
I understand. You met with him at least once
And
a
I
week
don't
for
care.
3.5 years.
I'm asking you about
didn't have
Biden,
any concerns?
bitch.
I think the American people have a concern about Donald Trump, which is why the people who know him best, including leaders of our national security community, have all spoken out. Even people who worked for him in the Oval Office, worked with him in the Situation Room, and have said he is unfit and dangerous and should never be president of the United States again, including his former vice president, which is why the job was open for him to choose another running mate. So that is a fact. That is a fact.
Madam Vice President, two more things. You were asked on 60 Minutes about the biggest threat that the world faces, that the U.S. faces. This is what you said.
White supremacy.
Which foreign country do you consider to be our greatest adversary?
I think there's an obvious one in mind, which is Iran. Iran has American blood on their hands, okay? This attack on Israel, 200 ballistic missiles. What we need to do to ensure that Iran never achieves the ability to be a nuclear power, that is one of my highest priorities.
A number of experts thought you would say China. The FBI director had said that. But you said Iran. If that's the case, what do you say to critics who look at the actions of your administration and say you're not acting like Iran is the number one threat?
Well, I will tell you most recently, whether it was in April or in October, in the several hours on each occasion that Iran posed a threat to Israel, I was there. Most recently in the Situation Room, in the most recent attack, working with the heads of our military and doing what America must always do to defend and to support Israel in its requirement to defend itself, and to give American support to be able to allow Israel to have the resources to defend itself against attack, including from Iran and Iran's terrorist proxies in the region.
Right.
And that
But those
is,
proxies were getting funded
my
by Iran.
commitment to that is unyielding and unwavering.
Critics just say that you either relaxed or failed to enforce sanctions on Iran, allowing all of this money to flow into Iran, like billions.
Let's go back to Donald Trump, who pulled out of a deal that would have actually put Iran in check.
The estimates in billions.
It was during Donald Trump's
that
administration
go towards
that
the Iran regime.
That we had an American military base that was attacked, where American soldiers suffered traumatic brain injuries, and Donald Trump dismissed them as headaches, not to mention
Madam
how
Vice
Donald
President,
Trump has,
all of this money
has treated
that
and
has
talked about
gone in the
America's
past few
military
years,
and military service people,
critics
calling them
say that it goes to
suckers and
Hezbollah,
losers,
Hamas,
has diminished
and
the
Houthis. We're
significance.
talking
Did she
over
just
each
say
other. I
the suckers and
apologize.
losers lie
But
thing?
I would like that we would have a
Ah.
conversation that is grounded in full assessment of the facts, which includes, I think this interview is supposed to be about the choices that your viewers should be presented about this election, and the contrast is important.
Yes, ma'am.
And on the subject of Iran, I am offering what should be an
Blowjob.
important contrast that is presented for folks to make a
And there
decision
are
that
critics
they
who
feel.
look at what the administration did and say and think differently. Madam Vice President, they're wrapping me very hard here. I hope you got to say what you wanted to say about Donald Trump. There are a lot of things
There's more to say. I have much more
there
to
are
say,
a lot of
actually.
things that people want to learn about you.
Of course you do.
And your policies.
Yes.
And that's why
Thank
we
you,
invited you.
Thank you, Jennifer, for the one dollar donut. You're welcome.
Thank you.
And you will see that I have 80
Appreciate
pages of policies that are quite comprehensive and should be accessible to anyone who would like to read them. And it includes what I intend to do about affordable housing, what I intend to do about small businesses, what I do
And that's why
intend
we
to do to
invited you
strengthen
here
our economy.
to see
What I
where you
intend
were
to do with all
2019
of
and
your
where you
money
are
and
now.
more of your
America's
money
military
and
and
every
ensure we
last
have
bit
the
of your
most
money.
lethal and best fighting force in the world.
Madam Vice President,
And
they're giving me a hard rap
well,
here.
I thank you for the time.
I thank you for the time.
It's good to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
They're probably
Vice
like,
President,
man, bitch sucks. Like, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Come on.
So,
He
with
looks
that,
like a fucking puppet. It's so weird.
holy smokes, Brett Baer just called out Kamala's campaign for pulling last-minute stunts to shorten the interview and delay its airtime. We're supposed to start at 5. We were going to do 25, 30 minutes. They said maybe 20. She came in at 5:15.
Ah.
You know, when the kicker in football, they call a timeout right before he's going to kick the field goal. They're icing the kicker. So we were supposed to start at 5 p.m. This was the time they gave us. Originally, we were going to do 25 or 30 minutes. They came in and said, well, maybe 20. So it was already getting whittled down. And then the vice president showed up about 5:15. We were pushing the envelope to be able to turn it around for the top of the 6 o'clock. So that's how it started. And I could tell when we started talking that she was going to be tough to redirect without me trying to interrupt. I did this with President Obama. At one point, I just said, Mr. President, I know you like the filibuster. I just didn't even have the chance to sometimes redirect in those ways. I had a lot of other questions.
So they just went,
yeah.
They just went, fuck you. We're gonna do what we want.
Right.
And you're gonna get what we give you.
Brett Baer was like, well, for one thing, bitch was late. So
she was on that time, the house time.
Yeah, the house.
She was on the house time. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge.
Nudge.
Oh God. Yeah. Listen, none of this is doing her any. And yet, listen, I get it. Trump does interrupt, and Trump does, filibuster sometimes.
Right.
But like, he's trying to correct actual things that I don't know. I feel like he's trying to correct things that she keeps pushing, and the mainstream media keeps pushing, and then they keep saying that the mainstream media is pushing his narrative, and it's like, no, what? Oh,
that doesn't make any fucking sense.
do we live in the same fucking universe? Because I really don't.
I feel like a lot of the time we don't.
No, I don't think we're watching the same. The memes have begun. The meme pictures have begun. It's
looks like we were already onto something with like all the stops and shit. Because dude, that one's hilarious. The look down one.
But I just, oh man, I don't know. This is gonna be a knockdown, drag out fight to the end.
Yeah.
And I don't really think it needs to be.
No, and it shouldn't be. And in my opinion, it's Trump's to lose.
Yeah, mine too. Mine too. They're doing that now. Apparently, Trump was he was at a rally or like a town hall, and two
Oh yeah,
people got hurt somehow.
we need to fucking get that the Jim sketch. The fuck yeah. His like where he hit that shit. That was fucking great.
And you caught that, and I heard it, but I didn't. It didn't click. And then
Like,
you're
wait,
like,
did I hear that? Like,
oh man. But yeah, I mean, Trump's killing the fucking podcast circuit. I mean, even Charlemagne, who was a little cunt. He told Andrew Schultz, he goes,
I was gonna
flagrant.
start calling him Jada Pinkett.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Oh yeah, but what were we saying? Sorry.
No, it's perfect. It's so perfect. But yeah, Jada Pinkett said to Andrew Schultz that flagrant one is going to win Trump the election. Is going to win Trump the election, and now the betting poll has him at 60 cents and her at 40 cents now.
Yeah,
And whatchamacallit, and the Indian comic that was that's on Flagrant said he lost 10,000 followers.
No shit.
Yeah, because of that, and he's like, I didn't even do anything. He goes, I asked him straightforward questions, like that's all I did. And I saw one of the questions that he asked about something, and I saw a follower of his was just like, unfollowing by. Like,
it's like, all right, bitch. Like,
dude, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently Trump's going to be in McDonald's also.
Oh, really? At a certain location or what?
Yeah, he's going to be in McDonald's this Sunday in Pennsylvania, being a fry cook. He is
That's
the fucking
funny.
greatest troll in the history of trolls.
He's gonna be like, hey, Kamala, I actually work for McDonald's. I'm about to work for him right now.
I'm doing.
Is someone gonna say these are the best fries ever?
He's gonna be a fry cook in Pennsylvania on Friday.
That's fucking great.
Oh my god. But yeah, another news real quick. Liam Payne from One Direction died because supposedly he fell off his balcony at in I don't know, wherever the fuck he was, in another country. But
he was a Russian spy.
By the way, do you like gory movies?
Yes.
This Terrifier movie, dude.
Yeah, I've watched the first one.
I've heard nothing but good things about it. Now
say it's the best Whopper.
Best Whopper I've ever had. But yeah, these Terrifier movies, I like gore to a certain point, but some of the images and some of the the things I've heard, like people puking, like I know myself, I wouldn't be able to last. But the guy Damien, I forget his name, he was on Jim and Sam. Dude's from Staten Island. Just some fucking Staten Island dude just decided to make a movie. Second one just all of a sudden hits because two people puke in the theater.
Right.
He does a crowdfund, makes $250,000, makes Terrifier 2. Movie makes $15 million.
Mm-hmm.
They get him to come back. Yeah, they have. They've been doing some fucking October scary shit lately.
Hell
Girls,
yes.
they're pretty antisocial.
That's awesome.
But they makes a movie. Big giant studios get wind of it. They start coming and ask her, and then he goes, he goes, no, I can't. I need to stay true to myself. They gave him $2 million to make Terrifier 3. He didn't even have the script written, and they had him put out a trailer and a date for the third one. And he's like,
Yeah.
I had to just go in my house and just sit there and write this movie and then make the movie. I had no time for anything. He was like, I bought a house and I still haven't been able to enjoy this house that I just bought. And
Yeah, well, you're making a hit fucking cult classic, man.
and then this Art the Clown is fucking all over the place. All
Oh,
over
yeah.
the place. And opened up to $18.3 million weekend. Beat out Joker 2. How fucking awesome is that, dude? How awesome is it to
Oh, that's
hear?
funny because one clown is doing awesome and man, should I just say the joke as I'm wanting to say it?
Yep. Just go for it.
One clown is raping everybody out of their money, and one got raped right out of its career and money. Literally. Spoiler alert for Joker, too. I had to say it the way because that's the only way to say it. Like, right?
Wait, Joker took a pounding
Yeah.
in the movie?
Yeah.
In the beginning or the end?
End.
Oh.
I'm not even gonna see the movie. Yeah, like it's spoiler alert. Like I've heard quite a bit about it, but Joker gets gangbanged and dies.
It's a fucking musical. What did you think happens? It's the sequel to Rent.
Well, that was already the reason why I wasn't trying to see it
Yeah.
because it was a fucking musical.
Yeah. They try to hide it as a musical. I mean, try to hide it. Yeah. So, but yeah, man. Terrifier 2. Damian Leonen. I don't know. Leone. But yeah. That guy, I don't know him. He doesn't know me, but I'm proud of that dude for just
Oh
fucking
yeah,
sticking
because
to his guns.
yeah, and he like came out of nowhere with that
Yep.
movie.
Yeah, and he said he was while he was making the second one, he was still delivering flowers. After he made $15 million in a movie, he was still delivering flowers to try to make a third one. But yeah, man. So if you like bloody, gory movies,
Right.
Terrifier 3, and I think he said he's doing a fourth one at least, because he knows where he wants the arc to go with the clown. So, but
Say Marvel needs more rapes in their movies.
I mean, they do it to the audience, so
Yeah,
there's
right.
enough there. But with that, we
Yeah.
will see you. Well, you'll see me tomorrow on Off Label,
Yep.
7 Central, 8 Eastern. You will see us again from Kingdom on Friday.
Yep.
Saturday, Stupids play. Gonna try to get some time
We're
on
getting
there
close.
with the boys.
Yeah, we're getting close to day 365, which is going to be a major horde night.
By
so
the way,
hopefully we can have Davey in on there soon, and I think then it's probably going to be, man, the way me and Rich have been playing, and maybe this Saturday. So we'll see.
From what Rich has told me on your guys' plan,
Yeah,
on what to do, that sounds fucking amazing. It
yeah, we're
sounds
like
amazing.
we're like gonna build a whole fucking community and shit, like a fucking land for people.
Well, that's what I said. I said it's like I feel like you guys are doing the virtual Walking Dead.
Yeah.
That people could just be their own person in the Walking Dead with
And
two
build
different.
factions with each other and shit
Yep.
if you want, and like, yeah.
Dude, it sounds amazing. It sounds like so much fun. And I hope I get time to fucking join in on it.
And what's cool too is like if we run it the way we want, like me, you, and him could all be like administrators
Yeah.
inside of there, and we all are allies with everybody. Then those people decide that they're not allies with the other people, and that's how they can kill each other and shit.
Yeah.
And like we can be able to kick people and whatever. But yeah, there's a lot going on. So pay attention to the Stupids play.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's like a fucking a virtual Walking Dead, where you can just go in there and set up your own little fucking communities, and then if you just want to take over another community, have at it.
Have at it, yeah. And if like you try to take it over, and there just happens to be the fucking 20 people in that community, and they take you out, that was on you.
Yeah, that's on you. While you have to go against the fucking the Walking Dead. So
Exactly.
yeah, no, it sounds like a fucking awesome concept.
Hell
And
yeah.
I can't wait till we can get that off the ground.
Right. Need to
So
get more players. So if anyone out
yeah.
there plays 7 Days to Die on the computer, we have you covered. Oh, that
Zombie
zombie rape.
rape. Yeah. So if you play 7 days, if you don't play 7 days, and you have
a PC,
just get it. I don't think it's expensive, right?
I think it's like 35 or $45. It should
Yeah.
be going on sale here pretty soon.
Yeah.
So yeah, just look out for 7 Days to Die if you're a PC gamer and you want to join a pretty good community. We have a decent server going on, and might possibly have a second one later for other certain. We have some ideas going on.
Yeah.
Just know that. So
Listen,
yeah,
if you don't play 7
Yeah.
Days to Die, you don't have a PC, they're pretty cheap. You can buy one for like fucking
Yeah,
for like
and talk-
$500 and just
talk
come
to us.
join
We can give you ideas too. If like you're in the community, then you want to talk to us. We have servers in Discord and shit. You can join and talk to us about like building a computer as well, and any of that shit.
And then you could join the Stupids Play and actually be on the Stupids Play, and
Yeah, absolutely.
it's a fun game. It's a fun. What up, fucker? A little
What
late,
up, homie?
Renegade. We're almost out of here, but yeah, Saturday Stupids
Yeah.
Play, and then I don't. Are the girls still doing Monday?
I think so. I'm not
Yeah.
sure, but I think so.
Okay. Girls are on Monday again at 11 Central, 11 Eastern, Monday, and then Tuesday you have us again on Off Label, and then back here on Wednesday.
Yep.
Business Party Podcast.
Last show is Friday. Oh, really?
Mick and Lynn?
Yeah, for the Patriot Party podcast. We had them on
Oh,
before. Mike
yeah.
and V Lynn.
Yeah, they're not
Huh.
doing it anymore?
Huh. No
Huh.
shit. I'm gonna have to talk to him, see what's up with that. Or I'll listen to it. I'll actually listen to their last couple of podcasts and see what's up. Yeah.
Well-
But yeah, we're gonna be out of here. Like we said, be sure to catch all that, and be sure to obviously be here on Friday, Kingdom, and beyond all that, we love y'all. Hope you have a good night. We will see you all later. Have a good one.